Have you ever wondered if there's more to intimacy than what meets the eye? What if the secret to deeper connection and unforgettable moments lies not just in what you do but in how you do it? In this video, we're diving into the lesser-known secrets of touch that can transform your relationship and create a more profound bond with your partner. We'll explore how simple, often overlooked areas like the nape of the neck or the small of the back can ignite sensations that spark deeper emotional connections. By the end of this video, you'll have practical tips that will not only elevate your physical intimacy but also strengthen your emotional connection. So make sure you watch until the end to learn how even the smallest gestures can make the biggest difference in creating a lasting, meaningful relationship. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. Let's take this even further and delve into a rich exploration of intimacy, one that goes beyond just physical touch and enters the realm of emotional and spiritual connection. There is a world of sensations and emotions waiting to be uncovered if you approach your partner with curiosity, respect, and a sense of playful discovery. Intimacy is not just about knowing your partner's body. It's about tuning into their emotions, reading their reactions, and responding in a way that deepens the bond between you. Let's start with something that is often underestimated: the power of slowing down. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to rush through intimate moments, but true intimacy thrives on patience and presence. When you slow down, you give your partner the gift of time and attention, two of the most precious things you can offer. This allows for a deeper connection to form, one that is rooted not just in physical pleasure, but in emotional closeness. The more time you spend truly exploring your partner's body, the more you'll uncover the unique ways in which they respond to touch. Every person is different, and what works for one might not work for another. So approach each moment with a sense of openness and curiosity. Now, let's return to the neck, a spot that is universally known for its sensitivity, but which holds so much more potential than we often realize. The front of the neck, with its soft skin and delicate structure, is perfect for gentle kisses or a slow, teasing caress. But the true magic lies in the nape of the neck, that area just below the hairline where nerve endings are densely packed. When you touch this spot with a light, deliberate stroke, it's as though you're sending an electric current through your partner's body, igniting sensations that travel down their spine and awaken their entire nervous system. But here's the key: don't rush it. Think of this touch not as a quick gesture but as a slow, mindful stroke that builds anticipation. Imagine you're tuning a delicate instrument. Each movement, each caress, should be intentional and thoughtful. The rhythm of your touch is just as important as the touch itself. Move slowly, as though you're savoring each moment. You'll find that this kind of mindful attention can create a deep sense of anticipation, making every touch feel more meaningful and more charged with energy. And if you combine this touch with a soft whisper, the effect can be incredibly powerful. Imagine whispering your partner's name as your fingers glide across the nape of their neck, or offering a simple, heartfelt compliment. The combination of touch and sound can have an almost hypnotic effect, drawing your partner into the moment and heightening their awareness of your presence. Let's move to another often overlooked area: the ears. The ears are an incredibly sensitive erogenous zone, not just because of their proximity to the face, but because of the thinness of the skin and the high concentration of nerve endings. Many people instinctively kiss or nibble their ears during moments of passion, but there's so much more you can do. Try gently tracing the outline of your partner's ear with your fingertip, moving slowly and with intention. The skin here is incredibly delicate, and even the lightest touch can send shivers down your partner's spine. Now, pair that touch with the power of your voice. The ears are not only physically sensitive but are also deeply responsive to sound. Whispering into your partner's ear can have a profound impact, especially if you choose your words carefully. You don't need to say something elaborate or poetic. Sometimes, the simplest phrases can be the most powerful. A soft whispered "I want you" or "you're amazing" can resonate through their entire body, stirring emotions and desires that run deep. And don't underestimate the importance of tone. The way you say something can be just as important as what you say. A slow, hushed tone can be incredibly seductive, drawing your partner into the moment and creating an intimate atmosphere that heightens their sensitivity to both your touch and your words. As you continue to explore your partner's body, remember that intimacy is not about following a set of instructions or checking off a list of hot spots. It's about being fully present at the moment, paying attention to your partner's reactions, and responding to their needs in real time. One of the most powerful things you can do in an intimate moment is to be attentive, to notice the little changes in their breathing, the subtle shifts in their body language, and the way their skin responds to your touch. This kind of mindfulness allows you to adjust your approach based on their unique responses, deepening the connection between you and making the experience more personal and meaningful. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let's talk about another area that doesn't always get the attention it deserves: the abdomen. The area just below the navel is incredibly sensitive, but we often overlook it in favor of more obvious erogenous zones. However, a slow, gentle massage in this area can be deeply relaxing and incredibly pleasurable. The key here is to move slowly, using a light touch that allows your partner to fully feel the sensation without being overwhelmed. This kind of touch isn't about rushing towards a goal. It's about creating a sense of care and connection, letting your partner know that you're there for them, not just physically but emotionally as well. Think of this touch as a way of preparing the ground, like fertilizing the soil before planting a seed. By taking the time to gently massage your partner's abdomen, you're not only helping them to relax, but you're also creating a foundation of trust and safety that will enhance the entire experience. It's a way of saying, "I'm here for you, I'm paying attention to you, and I care about your comfort and pleasure." And when your partner feels cared for in this way, they're more likely to open up emotionally and physically, allowing for a deeper and more fulfilling connection. Finally, it's important to remember that intimacy is about more than just physical pleasure. It's about creating a space where both you and your partner feel safe, respected, and cared for. It's about building trust and fostering a connection that goes beyond the moment. When you approach intimacy with patience, mindfulness, and love, you create an experience that is not only pleasurable but also deeply meaningful. You're not just exploring your partner's body, you're exploring their heart, their mind, and their soul. And that's what true intimacy is all about. In the end, the real secret to unlocking the full potential of intimacy lies not in any specific technique or erogenous zone, but in the way you approach the experience as a whole. It's about being fully present, paying attention to your partner's needs, and responding with care, respect, and love. When you do this, you create an intimate connection that is not only deeply satisfying but also incredibly powerful. So the next time you're with your partner, take your time. Slow down, be mindful, and savor each moment. You'll find that the rewards are well worth the effort. And speaking of preparing the ground, we must not overlook one of the most underestimated yet incredibly powerful areas: the lower back. Right where the spine meets the hips, in that gentle curve, lies a treasure trove of nerve endings that can awaken sensations your partner may not even know they had. Touching this area with intention, perhaps with a soft, circular massage, can ignite waves of pleasure that spread throughout the body like ripples on a calm lake. It's almost like finding the master switch to the entire system. The energy here is potent, but here's the secret: it's not about applying pressure. The real magic happens when you touch softly, almost teasingly, allowing warmth and relaxation to unfold naturally. Think of it like recharging a battery. The softness, the gentleness, is what generates that warmth, that spark. Too much force and the delicate balance can be disrupted. Instead, imagine you're transferring soothing energy through your fingertips, creating a sense of calm that slowly builds into something more profound. The body responds not to pressure but to presence and care. As you gently massage this area, you're not just touching the skin. You're tapping into a deeper connection, one that transcends the physical and touches the emotional core. But here's where it gets truly interesting. Each person reacts differently to this kind of touch. What works for one might not work for another. The key is to stay in tune with your partner, to truly listen, not with your ears, but with your hands, your heart, and your intuition. You have to feel their body's response. Notice the subtle shifts in their breathing, the way their muscles tense or relax. It's a bit like tuning a musical instrument. Each adjustment, each touch needs to be refined according to how your partner's body resonates. And if you're attuned, you'll know when you've hit just the right note. Don't be afraid to ask questions along the way, either. A simple "do you like this?" or "how does this feel?" can do wonders for creating a safe and open space where both of you can explore without fear or hesitation. Not only does it show your partner that their pleasure is your priority, but it also builds a foundation of trust and mutual respect. You're letting them know that their comfort, their enjoyment, matters just as much as your own. In this way, intimacy becomes a shared experience, a journey that you're both taking together, rather than something one person imposes on the other. Now that we've explored some of the lesser-known erogenous zones, Let's talk about practical tips for applying this knowledge effectively. First and foremost, the golden rule is, take your time. Intimacy is not a race to the finish line. It's about the journey, the slow build of connection and anticipation. In a world where we're often pressured to seek instant results, we can forget to truly savor the experience. But real intimacy requires patience. Every touch, every caress is a part of the whole, each movement a brushstroke in a larger, more meaningful picture. Think of it like a multi-course meal. You don't skip right to the dessert or rush through the main course. The appetizers, the small tastes, and the textures all contribute to the satisfaction of the entire meal. The same principle applies to intimacy. There's no need to rush to the conclusion, no need to seek a final moment of pleasure without first enjoying the journey. Explore your partner's body with patience, curiosity, and a sense of reverence. Give each area the attention it deserves, and allow yourself to be fully immersed in the moment. This brings us to an important point. Intimacy is not about goals or expectations. It's not about rushing toward a specific outcome. It's about being present in the moment and allowing whatever happens to unfold naturally. When you let go of the pressure to perform or reach a specific goal, you free yourself and your partner to truly connect. The magic of intimacy lies in the freedom to explore without boundaries and expectations. It's about creating a safe space where you can both be vulnerable and where you can express yourselves fully and authentically. The next essential tip is to pay attention to your partner's nonverbal cues. Sometimes, your partner's body will tell you more than their words ever could. The way they arch their back, the small gasps of breath, the way their fingers tighten around yours, all of these are signs of how they're feeling. Stay present, stay attuned to these signals, and adjust accordingly. When you truly listen to your partner's body, you'll find that the connection deepens, and the experience becomes much more intimate and rewarding. Now, let's also talk about communication. Not just in the heat of the moment, but outside of it too. Before you dive into exploring these intimate zones, it's important to have an open, honest conversation about what your partner enjoys, what they're curious about, and what their boundaries are. Everyone is different, and what may be an exciting experience for one person may not feel the same for another. By communicating openly, you ensure that both you and your partner are on the same page, and you create a foundation of trust that makes the experience more fulfilling for both of you. And when you're amid intimacy, don't be afraid to use your voice. Whispering soft, loving words can have a profound effect on your partner. As we mentioned before with the ears, the power of your voice can amplify the physical sensations your partner is feeling. Whether it's a simple "I love you" or a more sensual "you feel amazing," your words can deepen the emotional connection between you. Remember, intimacy isn't just about physical touch, it's about emotional closeness too. Finally, respect your partner's pace and preferences. Everyone has a different rhythm when it comes to intimacy, and it's crucial to honor that. Whether your partner prefers slow, deliberate touches or more passionate caresses, the key is to be adaptable and responsive. You're creating an experience together, and it should feel enjoyable and comfortable for both of you. Never rush or push beyond what your partner is comfortable with. Respecting their boundaries and preferences is not only essential for building trust, but also for creating a truly intimate and fulfilling experience. Another vital pillar of intimacy is communication, and this is where so much magic happens. Communication, far from being a dry exchange of words, can be one of the most erotic aspects of the entire experience. Never be afraid to ask questions during these moments, like, "How does this feel?" Or "Do you like this?" Or even, "Would you like something different?" These aren't just polite questions. They are pathways to deeper understanding and connection. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. When you ask in a soft, genuine, and maybe even teasing tone, you not only guide yourself toward what your partner desires, but you also make them feel seen and valued. This kind of exchange fosters an atmosphere of mutual respect, deepens trust, and intensifies the emotional bond between you. Sometimes, a simple shift in the way or the location of a touch can transform the experience from pleasurable to unforgettable. Think about it. Opening a channel of communication during intimacy isn't just about gathering information. It's about actively building trust. Every time you ask, "Do you like this?" with a smile or gently inquire, "Would you like me to continue here?" you're reinforcing the notion that their pleasure matters. You're telling your partner, "I'm here for you, and I'm attentive to what you need." This openness creates a space where your partner feels safe to express themselves freely, without fear or hesitation. And once that level of trust is established, it opens the door to a deeper connection where both partners feel comfortable exploring new territories together. Let's not forget about the power of small gestures. We often think of intimacy in terms of grand, sweeping actions, focusing solely on the most obvious areas of the body. But the truth is, every inch of the body is a potential source of pleasure if you know how to approach it. Something as simple as caressing your partner's arms or lightly stroking their hands can be surprisingly powerful. Even a small, tender gesture like intertwining your fingers and softly tracing the back of your hand can create an intimate, almost electric feeling of closeness. These subtle touches aren't about rushing toward a goal. They are about laying the foundation for deeper connection, creating a sense of comfort and trust that paves the way for more intense experiences later. And here's a critical element. Pay attention to your partner's body language. The body speaks volumes, even when no words are being exchanged. A small sigh, a shift in breathing, a subtle glance. These are all cues that can tell you more than any verbal confirmation. Intimacy is like a dance, and every dance has its rhythm. If you can tune into the rhythm of your partner's responses, you'll know when they're relaxed and enjoying the moment, or when something needs adjusting. Watch their breathing. If it deepens, you're likely on the right track. If it becomes tense or erratic, maybe it's time to slow down or ask if something feels off. The art of intimacy lies in being able to move with that rhythm, not against it. In many ways, intimacy is about listening, but not just with your ears. It's about listening with your hands, your heart, and your intuition. It's about being present in each moment, not distracted or thinking about what comes next. Just as you wouldn't dominate a conversation without allowing the other person to respond, you shouldn't speak to your partner's body without being open to how they are speaking back. It's a beautiful exchange that, when done right, feels less like a series of actions and more like a flowing, continuous dialogue between two people. We've explored how to touch and discussed where to explore, but there's something even more fundamental that you must always keep at the forefront of your mind: attention and respect. These are the true cornerstones of meaningful intimacy. It's not enough to simply know the right moves or to master certain techniques. What matters is being present at the moment. Intimacy, at its core, isn't just about physical pleasure. It's about the emotional and spiritual connection that is created between two people. When you're truly engaged with your partner, when your touch is more than just a mechanical act, you create an atmosphere of mutual respect and vulnerability. And that's where real intimacy happens. Imagine intimacy as a conversation, a back-and-forth exchange where both parties are equally involved. You don't just talk, you also listen. The same goes for the body. Touching without paying attention is like talking without allowing the other person to speak. It's one-sided, and it lacks depth. But when you touch with curiosity and attentiveness, with an open heart and a willingness to explore, the experience becomes richer and more fulfilling for both of you. You're not just touching skin, you're connecting with your partner's emotions, their desires, their very essence. It's also important to understand that every person is different, and every intimate encounter will be unique. What works in one moment may not work in another, and that's okay. The key is to be adaptable, to stay tuned into your partner's responses, and to be willing to adjust as needed. Intimacy isn't a fixed formula. It's a dynamic, living thing that evolves with the relationship. And as long as you approach it with respect, patience, and genuine interest, you'll find that both you and your partner will continue to grow closer, not just physically but emotionally as well. Finally, remember that intimacy is about mutual exploration. It's not about one person leading and the other following. It's a shared experience, where both partners feel free to express their desires, their boundaries, and their needs. When you create a space where both of you can feel safe to be vulnerable, without fear of judgment, that's when true intimacy is achieved. You're not just touching bodies, you're touching souls. A simple gesture of tenderness, like a deep, lingering gaze or the warmth of a heartfelt hug, can create an atmosphere of trust and emotional safety before any physical touch even takes place. These moments of connection, often overlooked, are crucial in setting the tone for everything that follows. A deep gaze can convey love, desire, and reassurance all at once, while a warm hug can be grounding, calming the nervous system and dissolving any anxieties. These small, yet powerful gestures let your partner know that they are safe in your presence and that what's about to unfold is not merely physical, but emotional and meaningful. Speaking of trust, we cannot emphasize enough the importance of respecting boundaries. Each person's body and comfort zone is unique, and what may feel pleasurable for one might not feel the same for another. This is where communication and empathy become essential. If your partner expresses discomfort or asks you to stop at any moment, it is vital to honor their request immediately, without hesitation, judgment, or insistence. It's crucial to understand that this is not a personal rejection. It's simply a part of the joint exploration that intimacy is all about. The goal isn't to push boundaries, but rather to navigate them with care and respect, creating a space where both of you feel completely free. Free to express your desires, free to say no, and free to experience each other without pressure. The ability to respect these boundaries can deepen trust between you and your partner. When they know that you value their comfort and emotional well-being above all else, it fosters a stronger, more secure connection. Intimacy should always be a mutual experience of discovery where both partners feel empowered, not vulnerable. The more you prioritize your partner's emotional safety, the more open they will be to exploring deeper layers of intimacy with you, knowing that their boundaries will always be respected. It's also important to remember that intimacy is never about perfection, but about connection. Often, we can fall into the trap of thinking there's a right way to do things, or that intimacy is about following certain steps or perfecting a technique. But the truth is, intimacy is far more about the emotional exchange between two people than it is about any specific act. The success of any intimate moment doesn't lie in how well you executed a move or whether you hit the right erogenous zones. It lies in how both of you feel after the moment is shared. Did your partner feel loved, heard, cherished, and respected? If the answer is yes, then you've already succeeded in creating a deeply meaningful experience, no matter what else took place. This is what makes true intimacy so special. It's not about ticking off boxes or following a predefined script. It's about how you engage with your partner, how you respond to their needs and desires, and how you make them feel throughout the entire experience. When your partner feels seen and appreciated, when they feel like they've shared something sacred and personal with you, the physical acts become secondary to the emotional bond that has been strengthened. So, as we reflect on everything we've discussed, the lesser-known erogenous zones, the importance of patience, attention, and care, remember that the essence of intimacy lies in the emotional and mental connection you create with your partner. It's not about what you do or how you do it, but the intention behind each touch, each word, and each moment of shared vulnerability. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Take your time. Slow down. Explore your partner not just with your hands, but with your heart. Let each caress be a way of saying, "I'm here with you, I'm listening, and I care about you." In doing so, you will find that the connection you build goes far beyond the physical. It becomes a dance, a unique and personal rhythm between two people that is constantly evolving. Each couple has their rhythm and their flow, and discovering that rhythm together is what makes intimacy so profoundly meaningful. In the end, there is no magic formula for intimacy, no one-size-fits-all guide. It's a shared journey, one where both of you are co-creators of the experience. The magic happens not in a specific touch or a particular technique, but in how you make your partner feel throughout the experience. When both of you feel seen, valued, and respected, you're not just sharing a moment. You're deepening your bond, strengthening your connection, and building the kind of intimacy that lasts long after the physical touch has ended. So, as you embark on this journey with your partner, always remember, the key to true intimacy is not just where you touch, but how you touch. It's about the care, attention, and love you bring into every moment. By focusing on the emotional connection you share, you will create an experience that is not only pleasurable but profoundly fulfilling for both of you. As we wrap up this journey into the deeper realms of intimacy, we hope you've gained some valuable insights about connection, trust, and the art of truly being present with your partner. What have you learned so far? What's one thing that resonated with you, something you'll take and put into practice in your own life? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share them in the comments below. Remember, intimacy is not about perfection, but about building a meaningful connection through small gestures, communication, and respect. It's a dance between two people that evolves with care and attention, and every couple has their unique rhythm. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching.